Welcome to Hidden Riches. My name is Andrew Hill, and today's treasure comes from the Holy Spirit in the phrase, let's see what happens. You know, in my life, I've experienced what the Bible calls koinonia only a handful of times in large group settings. Now, on an individual scale, I've experienced koinonia quite a bit with Papa Henry back home, with our friend Cynthia Branham, with my wife in worship. On many occasions, I've been one-on-one with someone in a car while we were walking in their house, in their house, and you experience this connection between them and the Holy Spirit. Now I want to read what Strong's has to say about koinonia, and it is a Greek word. Let's see here. It says, fellowship, the close association between persons, emphasizing what is common between them, by extension, participation, sharing, contribution, gift, the outcome of such close relationships, fellowship. Now, fellowship gets thrown around quite a bit, but in most churches, what fellowship means is that people gather together on Sunday and they go through prayer, they go through worship, and they go through the Word, and they spend probably 20 minutes tops, unless they come to Bible study, out of the weeks with time together. Now, I've been in a ton of churches. I've served in a few, and I've been planted in a few, and I've experienced many in the 21 years that I've been following Jesus. And in that time, I have found that most church experience is just within those few hours within the week. You got 2 to 3 hours on Sunday, an hour or two Wednesday, and if they have a prayer group, that's about an hour. So you're talking 3, 4, 5, 6 hours out of the week maybe. I mean, most people binge watch shows on Netflix and other streaming, you know, like Hulu, and, you know, they'll go through a few shows in that period of time, you know what I mean? Or, you know, their favorite hobby, or just their breaks at work. By the time you have 30-minute breaks, I mean, you're closing in on that time. So it's not a lot of time really to get to know people. And true fellowship comes from being centered around Jesus. The object in common, or the person in common that you see in Acts, where they had true koinonia, was that their relationship was built around and it orbited around Jesus himself. When you look at the book of Acts, and they gathered together and they waited upon the Lord in the upper room, it wasn't about their common interests or their hobbies or their favorite movies or any of those kind of things. Their fellowship was based solely upon waiting on the Lord in his presence to see what he was going to do. They didn't know what he was going to do. They didn't know how he was going to manifest, but he started to show himself in a variety of ways that were quite frankly, unprecedented. And the Holy Spirit is that way. He is incredibly creative. He's just incredibly creative. And so I love to come into meetings not knowing what he is going to do. I love the phrase, let's see what happens.